Hello, so we've got the Transall on the runway at Lambeda, just down the coast from the Mach Loop. So of course we're going to go and fly the Mach Loop in a plane that's not designed for it. Of course we are. No, in the reality, aircraft like this have flown a Mach Loop for years. You quite often see C130s doing it as well. So let's go and jump inside the aeroplane. We'll go and get the tablet out of our way and come off the parking brake. Flaps to takeoff position, and we're rolling. Go and shut the alarms off. We're not really interested in things going wrong with the aeroplane. So full throttle. I will try and say some of the place names on the way around the Mach Loop without embarrassing myself too much, but I'm not a native Welsh speaker. Never studied it at school. I've just learnt basically some of the names for the Mach Loop specifically, so we'll see how we get on. Some interesting reflections going on in the window there. So let's pull up, and aircraft comes up, wheels stop rolling. That's really nice how that works, isn't it? Transall's very pretty when it needs to be. And it can do some pretty extreme manoeuvres as well. We have someone else coming up. It'll be a fighter jet, but they are showing us something entirely different. Okay, so we fly down the coast to Barmouth, or Barmouth, and that serves as our entry from the western entrance into the Mach Loop. We actually fly along the river past where is it? Penmine Pool. So we'll get there in a moment. I'm conscious of speed in this aircraft, so we can't exceed 300 knots. I'm just looking at the engines to see if we run them flat out, will it blow them to bits? It might do, so I'm going to run the engines close to maximum but not on the limit. Okay, just trimming the aeroplane out for a low level flight. Admire some of the scenery as we go whistling past. It's stuttering a little bit today, I'm not sure why. Water's absolutely mirror flat calm, isn't it? It's actually quite dangerous when the water's that calm because you can't see it. Right, let's see how we get on. It has to be said, look, if you watch the yoke, the roll rate on this is atrocious. So I am going to be fighting it to get around the Mach Loop. Be interesting though, going this much more slowly than I might normally, to see how low we can fly. So we follow this river basically. Yeah, I'm going to have to anticipate the turns. Look, there's no way we can continue without doing huge anticipation of like a mile in advance. That will be a fighter jet in front of us probably, unless it really is somebody in a passenger jet trying to do the same thing at a sensible speed. I wonder how well they know the Mach Loop. So we're not in the Mach Loop yet, we're just approaching one of the ways into it where we will double back on ourselves in a moment. Yeah, we need to start turning right now, otherwise we'll never make it. Obviously we could improve our roll rate by slowing down, but who wants to slow down? So what we're looking for is, as this river straightens up and goes kinks left here, there's a gentle hill on the right, and we double back over ourselves around the back of that hill. So as this river runs into the distance through this little valley here, we are going to turn back around on ourselves now. So we'll just use the rudder to tip the nose back down. Oh, we've come in really close to this one. Bring the aeroplane round over this plain, and if you look out left, you will see it's over there. You can see it now. There's the entrance into the Mach Loop. So we're going to come zooming across this plane on the way towards it, and there's the exit route that you normally fall down over, and there's this like big sweeping corner as you trace the hill before you go back in if you do another lap. So we need to be a little bit careful. To be mindful of the roll rate of the aircraft. So here we go. There's a scenery anomaly here, by the way. I noticed it earlier. Really am forcing the aeroplane to point the direction I want it to be pointing. Let's go and press F and get back into the normal place. Trouble is that pillar's in our way at just the wrong times for it to be in our way. Okay, so we're just going around Corris Corner. We're just heading down towards Oris Ikav, which is down here, I believe. And this is always a tricky one in a fast jet. So this is Corris down here, I believe, and then round the corner, and then we come over the top of Panpertog. I think it's a bit further down actually. It's over the next hill. So yeah, there's no way we're going to do that with this roll rate. So we'll tuck in here. We're aiming to go down here. So this is Panpertog down here. Was here, I believe, and then we're going down towards Macuntlath, which is the place the Mach Loop is named after. So we need to pull this into here to make it round on this river valley. We're not going to do it, are we? And full left rudder as well to try and get the nose into the floor. It's not having it. Full right rudder, full right aileron to get it back out of the corner, and here we go. And it's looking good. Oh, sim just stuttered massively. Okay, so then we follow the valley in a straight line now for quite some way. So we come up past Cwmthinai, which is a bit, I think it's on this corner. I'm probably pronouncing some of these words far too cleanly, where I'm like Golgethli, as I might say, is actually more of a Golgethli. So it's just not sounds that come naturally to me, either when I read them or pronounce them. So as we come up here, we'll see a hill in the middle of the valley just coming up with trees on one side. We're going to go to the left side of it. The village in the front of that is Mathelwood, I think, or Machelwood. And then once we get around here, there's a big turn behind a hill. If I scoot across the cockpit, here we go. It's the dark side of this hill. We have to go behind it. And the village down here is Dinas Mathui. So we roll it in at this colossally slow roll rate. Stay as low as we can. Then Pentruan is down here. And then we roll back round towards Cross, basically. So following this way out of the Mach Loop, this is going to be a challenge with this aeroplane, because I've got to change direction twice rapidly. So I've got to go uphill and climb and roll and hit the rudder to stay close to the hillside. It's really not liking it, is it? Now opposite rudder, opposite aileron, full elevator, holding it, now dumping the nose. Then it really is like Stall City, the kind of situations you're finding yourself in. And we're skidding sideways around this hillside, trying to force the aeroplane back towards the floor and turn. It really doesn't want to do it. And we're aiming back towards the Mach Loop again. And we're doing well. Okay, so let's just see how close we were to the floor. Oh my word. There's no time to look. Yeah, that's a fighter jet in front of us. It looks like a big passenger plane, but it's not. Or I don't think it is. Let's have this opportunity to see how close this plane is to the floor. We're pulling away a little bit now. Make it a bit safer. So let's go back up to Lambeda and see if we can land in one piece. Skim this hill on the way past. It's a dangerous game, isn't it? Especially when a plane you know is actually quite big and can't manoeuvre its way out of trouble. Okay, let's climb out of the valley. It's quite interesting to do the Mach Loop at a much slower pace, just to see how it feels at that speed. Very different. So there's the coast. Just going across the top of the hills. And and then we'll drop back down. Hopefully the visibility is going to be okay at, it's up there on the headland, the airfield. Yeah, this mist is not what the doctor ordered, really. I guess we could buzz these boats. At least they give us some reference as to where the ground is. So we're just edging up towards our maximum speed. Let's get some height so we can judge our approach into Lambeda. So back to 250 knots. Okay, how are we doing on losing that airspeed? Down to 200 knots. On 40 knots. Okay, gear down. Now, is the gear actually working? Yes, it is. Flaps down. And I do believe the reversers have started working completely unexpectedly. And we're down. Yeah, look, the reversers are working. I'll figure that one out. Didn't work earlier, now they're working. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed that. Does that mean we can reverse? No, it won't reverse, will it? Or will it? Yes, it will. Oh my word. Get it to do a wheelie as well. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that. That was the Mach Loop in the C160 Transall in Microsot Flight Simulator, and we'll do it again properly one day with a full startup and a shutdown. Anyway, see you again soon.